Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my official review for the premiere of The Walking Dead Season 7. This is for Episode 1, The Day Will Come When You Won't Be. Alright, and spoiler warning. I mean, huge clusterfuck spoiler warning for this one. If you guys have not seen this episode yet, get the fuck out of here. You can come back and watch it afterwards. Oh my god. This was the craziest episode ever. Watch my reaction to it. It's about 15 minutes long. We go through most of the episode. I cut out all the stuff that you don't need to see and just give my pure first viewing reaction with you guys. So I'll post that right here for you. Click that. Watch it all the way through. Just an insane episode. In terms of expectations, I mean, this one had huge fucking expectations. This one was like... the hype was so high that I was worried that it was not going to live up to any of our expectations. To my surprise, I was wrong, and I'm happy that I was. I mean, I was buzzed. I did the videos with you guys before we were watching the episode. I mean, I felt like so weird when I was getting ready to watch this episode. I had like the shakes and stuff, and I just had an extreme level of mixed emotions watching this episode. I mean, this episode does so many things right, it's hard to even convey in words. I mean, in terms of intensity, this is the most intense episode I've ever seen of a television series by far. In terms of emotion, this is one of the most emotional episodes of a TV series I have ever seen by far. I mean, you have the brutality, you have kind of even some comedy from Negan, some funny jokes where I laughed. I mean, I can't think of an episode that made me feel in so many different ways. Usually you have like one theme throughout an episode. So if you're watching a comedy, it makes you laugh. If you're watching a horror movie, it makes you scared. If you're watching something else, I don't know, a drama, it makes you think, or makes you interested in some way to see how the events play out. But this one, it just hit on so many different levels. It's really amazing. I mean, really amazing. From the very beginning, I would say this is probably the best episode we have seen Greg Nicotero direct so far. Now, we've seen him do some really, really amazing episodes. We've seen him do some hallucination sequences with Tyrese. We've seen him do some out of chronological order sequences. This one went a lot how a lot of us were expecting, in that people had asked Trev, do you think we're going to see the death right away, or do you think they're going to show something else first? And sure enough, it was the right-hand man clip that we had seen posted to the AMC YouTube channel that just exploded the internet. Everybody went nuts over how intense it was and everything, and we got to see that. So that's before the intro. We get to see that clip. Thoughts have already been given on that. Really not much else to say about it other than it's an amazing clip. It's very intense. It's really crazy, and I thought it was a good idea to put this one out of chronological order, so it kind of keeps you guessing as you're going through the episode. You're getting emotionally revved up. Something's just happened. Somebody's been killed. The cameraman's been killed at the end of season 6. You don't know who it is, and all this time we've been waiting to find out, and they keep us right on the edge of our seats until we see it in a flashback from Rick with Negan there with the RV. So the right-hand man clip opens up. Amazing clip. Awesome intro. We get the new intro. New intro looks cool. It's very much similar to some of the older ones. Not too much to comment on there. New environmental shots and stuff to go along with Negan and the Saviors showing up. And... really good. So then after that, we've got some interesting new sequences that we haven't seen anything like before with Rick and Negan. We get to find out where the picture came from, where Negan is shooting off the assault rifle there. We get to see some cool kind of back and forth between him and Rick. Go get my axe. Some funny stuff with that. And, even intensity with that when Rick goes to grab for the axe and then he's got the, Negan's got the gun and everything. And, it's just the fog was a nice touch. I felt like it made me think of the Surrounded clip that they posted to AMC's YouTube channel as well, and you kind of see why. You've got the fog, you've got kind of the 360, they're all coming around Rick, and it was pretty exciting. I mean, at this point, I don't feel like Rick is going to be getting killed off, so it was exciting, but it wasn't like crazy. He kind of knew Rick was going to find his way out of it, even after when he's trying just anything he can try to try and maybe save the group or find a way out of this, and he runs and he jumps onto the hung walker, and its head separates. It's pretty awesome there when Negan actually saves him afterwards. So you've got all this stuff with the RV. Let's see, we've got the flashbacks. So the flashback sequence, the point of view shots. I thought the point of view shots were amazing. You get to see Rick kind of from his perspective and his point of view. Negan kind of looks at him, kind of like looking at you, the viewer, like you're Rick, you're in Rick's shoes. And it made you feel like you were there, you were with them, not only emotionally, but you were actually, like, it felt like you were there. And you're seeing Negan choose this out, and it's been a mystery to you, and now they're revealing it to you in the first person, which was amazing. And he picks Abraham. So, oh my God, that was brutal. And you guys see my reaction. The first smack as it comes down, the blood starts coming down. And, oh my God, that was just absolutely crazy. It's so funny what Abraham says to him, too. Oh my God. Abraham does take it like a champ. His final words are "suck my nuts." See, that's why it's so mixed, right? Because it's so intense, it's so crazy, it's so dark, and then there's funny. Like, it's funny too, is he goes out like an absolute champ. His final words are "suck my nuts." That is pretty awesome. I mean, okay, if you're gonna have a death, if you're gonna have some last words, those are some pretty sweet last words. And Abraham, Michael Cudlitz, he does have a way with words all throughout the series. He's got some really funny ones. Him and Eugene have good banter, go back and forth, and I really like that one. I thought that was a really nice touch to give him that last kind of funny one. And Negan even respects it afterwards. Negan's laughing about it and stuff, and he thinks, "Wow, that guy's pretty awesome." But he's still killing him too, right? He's killing him and everything and smacking it. And also when it's going down with Lucille, when she's cracking down, he just keeps going. Like, he doesn't, and I felt like that really played up the psycho angle of Negan a little bit better than what you get to see in the comics, where he keeps crushing it. Like, he smacks him down. So first with Abraham, and he just keeps going and going and going. And, oh my God, then afterwards, Glenn, when he turns and he just, he keeps going and he just, the first smack, and then afterwards, and the part where he pauses, I think, is the worst. Like, he pauses and he waits, and he gives it a minute. He's like, okay, let's just give it a minute while he's talking. And there's the part where he's got Lucille behind his back, and he's like, he's like kind of talking shit to him as he's beating his head in. Oh, brutal. So, and then the eyeball pops out and everything. Oh my God. And then afterwards again, when, at that point, like, me inside my head, I'm just like, put him out of his misery. This is brutal. You gotta finish it, because he's like, it's gross, man. So he puts him out of it, but you got him saying something. I gotta watch it again, guys. I gotta be honest with you with some of this. Is like, it was so emotional for me. It's like, I personally, and I'm seeing this already in comments from other people, like, I'm having trouble like taking in all this information. Like, I'm having trouble understanding. I'm like, got like post-traumatic stress or something. Like I can't like accept that both Glenn and Abraham just got their heads absolutely bashed in and everything. And that was another good angle too that they played up in the episode, is that Rick is kind of in the same boat as you are, where he's kind of like, what actually happened and what could happen, and they show the other people getting hit with the bats and that, or hit with the bat, and I thought that was really a nice touch as well too, because it's kind of like the potential, and you're feeling for Rick in the first person. It's like you are Rick. It's like kind of like blending the lines between, sort of, if you're playing a video game or something, you really get into it. Of course, it's being a TV series, but I felt like they really did a good job of putting us into Rick's mind and his shoes, and seeing kind of what he's seeing and everything, and struggling even to do the basic things after what he's just experienced. So the kills were both insane. I mean, so brutal, and especially the eye. The eye was the worst. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I wonder if they're gonna, like, after Abraham gets, I was like, oh, that wasn't too bad. It was bad. Like, it was bad, really bad. But at least he got to say "suck my nuts," and it wasn't so bad. But then the one with Glenn, I feel like, was even more brutal. Like, it was even more brutal than the one with Abraham, for sure. So we've got the Daryl punch, so that was really fun. I was like, yeah, and I always liked it too, because Negan like respects. See, that's the thing about Negan too. He respects him for doing what he did. He's going to punish him or he's going to take him. And now, some people ask in Q&A, so why don't Rick and the group just run? Well, they can't run because he's got Daryl. And, if they, and also after what we've seen Negan do, is like, would you cross him after being in Rick's shoes and seeing? It's kind of like we, the viewer, are beaten into submission with Rick. Like we're gonna submit to Negan now. We're gonna bend the knee to Negan because, and you really get a feel for that. Like you're there too. It's like you're the one, as part of this, as part of the group, you're right there. And I think that's what Nicotero absolutely smoked in the episode. That he really puts us in that situation where even we as viewers are like, okay, just do whatever, whatever he needs. Say it, Rick. Say whatever he wants you to say. But then he even tests him at the end with the axe and with Carl and kind of messing with him. And I kind of knew, I kind of thought, okay, he's messing with him. I really don't think Rick is going to go through with it. And if he doesn't, and how's this going to go and everything. But Negan stops him. So it's kind of like Negan is such an interesting character because he has the psychopathic things, like when he's smacking him with the bats and having fun doing it and continues to smack the bat down when he clearly doesn't need to. He's just doing it to prove a point or just to have fun or whatever. He's got the comedic side, too, with some great jokes this episode. Shitting your scrambled eggs, that was really funny, man. Oh my god, really funny. And when he calls him prick, Rick prick, I love it. And so, man, really mixed emotions with this one all the way through the episode. So that's all the craziness with the big cliffhanger. Not a disappointment to me at all. It was nuts. You got to see 2 deaths. One, the most brutal death we've ever seen in the TV series. I mean, we've had some brutal moments, like Noah getting ripped apart by the zombies and some different things like that. But this one, I want to say, and also the fact that he's having fun with it. We got the Lucille Vampire Bat. We got a lot of lines from the comics that we've read over the years with him and Rick, and kind of him explaining to Rick how this is going to go and everything, and Rick kind of listening to him. Then we've got kind of the part near the end of the episode. We've got the tatas. They walk away and everything. Rick and him get back and all that. And another comic book moment. Really good usage of the slow-mo as the saviors kind of slowly walk away. Everyone's kind of in a crazy, traumatized state. Like, okay, do we have control back over ourselves again? We've just been put in this situation with guns to the back of our heads. 2 of us have been smashed into oblivion. Are we able to regain control of ourselves again now? And that, it really was a really nice touch. And you've got Maggie, who, that's one of the saddest scenes in the whole show. I think Lauren Cohen does a great job, as she did, with the scream when she found Beth, back in season 5. That was a really sad one. And there have been some pretty sad moments throughout the series, but I feel like with her, just in this, just broken down, just in this just terribly broken down state, and really sad. One of the saddest parts of the whole series, because it's like, sick, and at the same, you don't want to talk about like the worst day ever. That has to be the worst day ever for Maggie, and she's just trying to take action. She's just trying to go, and and they're like, and I felt like, oh man, that was so brutally sad. That was just the saddest. I can understand people are like, oh, I hate this episode because it made me so sad in the end, and I was excited for a premiere, and then I was really happy Walking Dead's back, and then this happens, and oh my god, I'm pissed off. So I bet there'll be a lot of that online. There'll be a lot of people that'll be in that kind of state after seeing this, and definitely you get to feel for Maggie in that part, and it felt real to me. Like as a viewer, it didn't feel fabricated. It felt real. I mean, if you've ever been in those type of situations in life where sometimes something really, 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 really bad happens, so someone just wants to, they just want to do something, just whatever, they just got to do something. They feel compelled to just, I don't know, just do something, whatever. If it's go by herself or whatever, just in that kind of lost, crazy state where you don't know what to do, you can't do anything, the damage is already done, and just really one of the most emotional parts of the entire series. So oh man, crazy. I can't wait to see it again. Like in a way I can't wait to see it again, but in another way it's like, seeing some of the scenes is so brutal you can't look away, but you don't want to look at all, and the ending is so sad. Oh man, they did a great job with this premiere. Definitely for me was not a letdown. I was very, I want to say happy. Maybe happy is not the right word. Satisfied is a better word. Very satisfied with it, because obviously I don't think anybody's going to be happy at the end when you see Maggie in that state. And also for the others too. You got Rosita, and he makes her look at it. And when he's walking away, there's like some kind of tissue or something hanging from Lucille and all that. And really, really brutal, man. Negan just taking over, stealing the show, becoming the biggest villain ever. I'm sure some people are going to hate Negan, some people are going to love him. It's going to be, almost nobody will love him probably yet or anything. But as a villain, oh my God, Jeffrey Dean Morgan absolutely smashed it. He killed it, in more ways than one. Just to sum it up, in terms of the score, I don't know how to score this one. Like, as a critique type score, I pretty much give it a perfect. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's amazing. Some people say, Trav, you rate The Walking Dead too high. It's like, look at the episode, man. I mean, look at it. I mean, that is not easy to put together. I mean, they put a lot of work into this episode, and, it does everything it's supposed to do. So if you're sad, if you're depressed after seeing it, that's kind of what it's supposed to do for you, and just puts you in this kind of like perplexed state, like you don't know how to feel. You're just kind of out there, and I think that's all normal too. So you guys can write your comments below. Let me know how you're feeling. Let's talk it through, and send me your questions for the Q&A. I'll have a Q&A for you guys, probably later on tonight or tomorrow. We'll do one. Check out the reaction if you didn't see it. I thought this episode was pretty much perfect. I mean, about as close to perfect as you're going to get. Is it maybe the best episode ever? It's kind of like, as soon as you start thinking with emotion, oh man, it's really tough to say. Maybe it is, but certainly at the end when you're watching the last part with Maggie there, it doesn't feel like it. So we'll do my predictions soon, guys, and send me all your questions for the Q&A predictions video, probably up in an hour or two. Write your comments. Let me know what you think. Were you guys satisfied with the premiere? Were you disappointed? Let's go through everything. Absolutely insane premiere. Insane, crazy, crazy, insane. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, share it. If you guys got a Facebook, share it through to Facebook. Share tools at the bottom. Please don't be lazy. Do it, guys. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, I appreciate it. Please subscribe if you're new. Always appreciate it. That's it for this video, guys. See you for predictions in about half an hour to an hour. It's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon. You can share, you can favorite, you can subscribe. Hell, you're all going to be doing that.